Hello everyone and welcome to a new Let's Look At type thing that might turn into a Let's Play. I could see myself playing a lot more of this game, and quite frankly, if I do, I would love to record a lot of it and put it up on the channel. So, this is Infinity Wars, a new digital trading card game from Lightmare Studios, which is currently in a closed beta. It will be more open eventually, obviously. It's currently got a green light campaign. It's currently it went through Kickstarter to get funded. Is now in development. Currently in closed beta. I'm sure working its way toward a fuller beta. Um, so let's give a little quick overview of the menu situation we got here. Down here in the corner you can see your name, your level, which I am currently at level 3, which is mostly from tutorials. I haven't earned anything since then. You can see your IP, which is currency you earn in-game, currently at 39.65, and you can see the LP over here, which is something you can purchase with real money. This is a free-to-play game, so there is that real money purchasing element. Since it is free to play, and since I do feel like I'm going to get a decent amount of playtime out of this, I decided to go ahead and give a little bit for the sake of at least giving something. I kind of feel like with most free-to-play games, you know, if you're going to play a lot of them, maybe you don't need to buy a bunch of the currency, but to at least do a one-time thing at least, I feel is good. This is your deck builder. You can choose whichever deck you want to play with. And then over here you can see all your cards. If you notice these little colored symbols next to them, these represent how many commanders you have to have of a certain faction to put that card in your deck. So for example, for Mass Death here, which kills all characters in the combat zone, you need to have at least 2 of your commanders who are of the Cult of Veror, the purple cards. So we're going to go into more in depth in what the commanders are once we get into a game. I'm just kind of giving an overview of the interface here. We got the store here, which obviously you can purchase booster packs. There's a starter pack, there's an iron, there's a pack for each of the different factions. There are card backs, which are obviously just aesthetic, which are only available with the real money currency, which I find to be kind of a decision that I'm not sure how I feel about. But there are also a bunch of avatars that are only available with in-game currency, so I guess it kind of balances out. I do have a reward token here from the last campaign mission I did, so let's go ahead and redeem that real quick. There we go. So we got a Caretaker of the Young, which is for a Warpath deck. My current deck is Cult of Veror. We are going to jump into an AI game here, which will be my first actual AI game. I have played through a decent amount of the campaign here, but the campaign, a lot of the things are really, they're really based on the AI having a specific strategy that it holds to no matter what. So obviously it's going to be a little bit different than playing against one that can react to you. So let's jump in against Puffy the Goldfish. That is an awesome name for an AI. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at the interface here. This is the game interface, and you can tell this is made for a digital type of game, because the turns are going to happen simultaneously. One player is going to have the initiative for the turns, indicated by their name being green, while the other one is going to have their turn resolved second. Up here we have your resources. You gain 1 each turn. I believe there is an upper limit on that, although I don't remember for sure. You can see how many cards you have in your hand. And then down here you have your hand, obviously. This is the card most common in Veror decks. Each deck has an unlimited card, where you can have as many as you want in the deck. For the Cult of Veror here, it's this Death Worshipper, who gains +1/+1 every time an enemy character dies, which in the case of this deck is fed a lot by cards like Heatwave here, deal 1 damage to all enemy characters, Death Ray, kill target character in the combat zone, nukes like that that are going to allow you to kill targets to buff up your worshippers. So with only one resource, we have nothing we can do right now, so we're going to end our turn. They have nothing they can do either, so they had to end theirs. We got nothing we can do still with 2 resources. And, oh, I didn't click end turn, my bad. Okay, so now we have 3 resources. We're actually able to play a card. So over here are your commanders. These guys, if you wish, can be played directly into the defense zone or the assault zone, which are your combat zone. Which are going to be, which allows them to, on their first turn out, either attack the enemy or defend against an attack. For most characters you play, when you play them, they're going to go up here to the support zone, where you can use cards that are there to activate abilities to help you out in the game, or they count as in play even though they aren't actively open to attack. So over here we have your health, obviously. Over here is morale, which is a little bit different. You can lose the game by way of losing all your morale. If you look at each card, how much they cost, when this card is killed, I will take 3 damage to my morale. So there are a couple different ways you can play it. If you play a strong defense game to try to take out all of the enemy's characters so that they end up losing morale, that works just as well as doing a strong assault. So with only 1 resource left, we have nothing else we can do. I could put my worshipper here in the assault zone to do some damage to the enemy before he has any cards out. It looks like he still hasn't played anything, which is a bit strange to me. We might as well put him out here. This is the Beast of Burden. His special ability is that you do not lose morale if he dies. So when it comes to Cult of Aurora, he's one of the main characters that you want to play to... you cannot play a unique card when you have another copy of that card in play. Oh, because this one is here, it counts as in play, so I can't actually play this one. Got it. That's something I actually just learned. So, yeah, when he dies, he's not going to take a hit to morale. So if you defend with him, he's going to be helpful. We also have this commander over here, which is an immortal. So if she is in the graveyard for 6 consecutive turns, she returns to play. And you can exhaust her and pay 4 resources to deal 3 damage to target character in the combat zone. Once Puffy the Goldfish here starts actually playing some cards, which I'm not sure if it actually... You know what? I just realized this is literally a game against a character that has no cards. So let's exit the menu, because obviously that's not going to do anything for us in terms of showing off actual combat. It took me longer to notice that than it really should have, I'm not going to lie. So let's play against... How about Genesis? So each of these decks have their own unique mechanics that they go with. Let's see what he's got over here. We've got Agent Coil, Mech Burn. Pay 2 exhaust. Agent Coil gains +2 permanently. Pay 10 exhaust. Agent Coil transforms into a 15/15 flying unstoppable dragon. I'm pretty sure that I want to stop that from happening under any costs. Oop. Ability exhaust. Target artificial gets +1/+1 permanently. That's pretty good. Pay 1. Sacrifice an artificial character on the battlefield. Target character gains the sacrificed character's power and remaining health and an additional +1/+1. So Genesis is very much based around card synergy and allowing cards to build up power like that, instead of the Cult of Aurora, where it's more so based around your ability to damage the opponent. So I've got this one here. At the end of each turn, if Battlefield Scavenger is in the defensive zone, you draw a card. If he dies, draw a card. So we're going to play him first. And we are going to let him play a Genesis Construct, which is not too concerning at the moment, but will get kind of scary eventually. We're going to play our Beast of Burden up here. He's probably going to play that Construct down here, so we're just going to move him down as defense. And go ahead and move on. Okay, so Unending Drone is the unlimited card from Genesis. What this is that for every Unending Drone in play, you raise one Unending Drone who's in the graveyard back to life. So these guys are good fodder for characters like this, Oop. He just buffed his, That was a really weird choice in my opinion. He actually buffed this thing up to a 6/9. But yeah, the unending drones are really good targets for Secluded Constructor because they allow a decent amount of because they can come back to life repeatedly. So we're going to play this down here. With 5 resources, we are going to... because that's not an artificial, that's a human. So my lightning bolt over here isn't going to do anything bonus to it. So we're going to go ahead and end our turn like that. Pay for exhaust. The Dragon Project becomes an additional 35% complete. When the Dragon Project is 100% complete, create a 15/15 flying unstoppable Genesis Dragon. This deck and its flying unstoppable dragons, I'm not a big fan of them. So that is a land card, which is going to be, there is, as far as I know, 1 location per each deck. I could be wrong on that, or per each faction. There could be more than that I just don't know about yet. But in terms of what I've seen currently, that is the case where there's only 1 of each. We're gonna play a couple more. We're gonna play another cultist, and then we're gonna go ahead and let's play another one of these guys. In terms of your zones here, things are going to be resolved on a left-to-right basis. So this card being on the left means my Beast of Burden is going to take damage before my Battlefield Scavenger. So it's very important to align your cards as need be in order to prevent you from getting too far behind. So he is going to exhaust his Dragon Project. That's 1/3 of the way to complete, unfortunately. We have a mortar here where we can pay 3 and exhaust to deal 4 damage to the enemy player's fortress. We might as well get that on the board. What do we want to do next? This guy is gain 1 extra resource per turn. You know what, we're going to play him. And then we are going to end our turn. Unmanned Aerial Destroyer. I've never seen that card before, actually. But we get... Oh, perfect. Is this... No, this is Mass Death. Kill all characters in a combat zone. Any characters you control that's their turn. Okay, so this I need to wait until we have things in the combat zone to make use of. We're going to pay 3 to activate this to do 3 damage to his fortress. We are going to put him in the defense zone so we can draw some extra cards. And then we are going to pay 3 here to do 3 damage. Pay 4 there to do 3 damage to that. And we're going to pay 1 to do an additional 1 damage to it. Because once that's out of the way, I should be able to make some things happen. He does now have a second unending drone out, which means that they're going to start the cycle of returning themselves to life. And we have a lot of cards now. We still have that Mass Death. We have Rita's Thrall, where if he sacrifices, he returns from the graveyard to play after 2 turns. We have Reflective Shield, where if damage would be dealt to you this turn, it's prevented and your opponent takes 1 damage instead. We are going to play Heat Wave, which is going to kill at least this unending drone here. We are going to play another Death Worshipper. And we are going to pay the 4 here to do 3 more damage to that. We will end turn. We have to discard 1 because our hand is too large. Let's see. We'll just do a Death Worshipper. There's my discard. The Heat Wave plays. That kills both his unending drones on the board. And also does damage to his characters up here, now that I think about it. Okay, this is one of my big cards. This is an epic card that I got through my first booster pack I bought. So with this one, if I sacrifice a character, Demon of Gluttony gets +4/+4. You can only do this once per turn, and it'll only attack if you've sacrificed a character this turn. So we want to play that for sure. We don't have anything that we can do for 2. I should also add that there's a trading post down here where you can pay a certain amount of resources to get a benefit. 9 resources increases your base resources by 1. Paying 5 draws a card. Paying 3 shuffles a card from your hand into the deck and draws a card. We are going to have to discard again. We'll do Death Worshipper here. Oh, we have to discard 2 cards this time. So 2 Death Worshippers can go. He's played another Secluded Constructor. And let's see now. He is going... oh, he's flying, so he can attack my building here directly. But he's also artificial, I believe. So that means that this should do 4 damage to him and wipe him out. Yes. Perfect. We got this Death Ray here. This we're going to save. It kills any target or any target character in the combat zone. So in terms of characters who are... sorry, in terms of characters who are in the support zone, this is where the simultaneous turns really come into play. If I wanted to use Death Ray on this construct here, it wouldn't work if he didn't move it into the defense zone. So if I want to play it, I have to guess if he's going to move it into the combat zone or if he's going to leave it where it is. So in terms of what I do want to play, we are going to save that land card for now. We might as well play Demon of Gluttony. We can put down here. We can activate this and we can sacrifice our mortar. So we're gonna do a huge hit of damage to him this turn. We want to play Rita's Thrall so that we have a character that's going to come back after being sacrificed. We might as well play a wolf and another Death Worshipper who's going to get a bonus for killing this flying dude. So let us end turn. Pay 2 Overloaded Soldier gets +1/+1 permanently. I do believe that can be paid more than once per turn. So that guy can grow scary really quick. So we sacrifice our Mortar Cannon. Our Demon of Gluttony becomes +12/+12. Attacks for massive damage. So, this turn we are going to activate, sacrifice Rita's Thrall, which we paid just for the sake of being a sacrificial lamb for the Demon of Gluttony. We are going to play another Rita's Thrall, and then we are going to play... let's say we play another Mortar Cannon, and we play another Death Worshipper. And now we are going to kind of make a move for a big attack. We want to try to balance this out where we're going to do the most damage we can. So I believe like that is our best option. And we are going to go ahead and end our turn. He's going to play that to the Assault Zone, which is kind of a silly choice in all honesty. And the +4/+4 is permanent apparently. This is the first time I've actually used the Demon of Gluttony. But so he's going to actually get really strong as you sacrifice more characters. But we aren't really going to see that because we just tore him apart on that turn. So that's kind of a basic game for how things go. Obviously if you are playing a player, I'm sure that the games are much more balanced than they are right there. I kind of managed to get lucky in terms of putting together a very good string of cards. But Cultivar definitely has some major killing potential if you have the cards to make it work. So let's go again, and we will play one more game this episode, also against an AI, just to continue showing things off. But we're going to do a little bit of a different style here. We are going to go against, let's say, Flame Dawn. But we're going to go over here and we're going to say Mode Merged. I'm not sure if this actually affects the... yeah, I'm not sure if this actually affects the AI game, but we're going to try it. And we are going to play. So no, that doesn't affect the AI games. So what the merge mode that I tried to activate does is it combines both your deck and your opponent's deck into one, and you both play it out using that combined deck. So it really kind of limits the benefits of having... this guy has Charge, which is Infinity War's equivalent to Haste if you're thinking Magic, where he goes into attack zone automatically. My apologies. There's also Vigilance, which plays them into the defense zone immediately. So we want to get rid of that guy quick. So we're going to pay 1 here, and we're going to blow him up. And then we are going to end our turn, so we have nothing else we can do. And he plays another one, a little bit weaker this time. So yeah, Merge Deck kind of gives a new angle on things, because you get to play with a deck that's not necessarily constructed to work together, which is of course a big difference. We're going to play Heat Wave here to knock out his 2-1, and now he's got a second one, so we're actually going to get 2 kills. As you can see, our Commander Death Worshipper here does get +1/+1 for each character killed, so to play him eventually is a useful choice. We are going to play our Mortar Cannon first. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to play a Death Worshipper and end our turn. And he plays this 5-4 really quick. I'm not a big fan of that. So, hello, Death Ray. Goodbye, this dude. And we can go ahead and leave everything else as is, because we only have 2 resources. And that will kill his field commander. And return target character in play and all other characters with the same name to their owner's hands. Well, that kind of sucks. He did return my Commander Death Worshipper as well. So we are going to, I guess, play another one of these ones. Play this guy here. And with 2 resources, that's all we can do. So that's an unfortunate card that I didn't expect to see. Vicious Ransacker. Deals damage to opponent's resources. All characters in that player support zone take 1 damage. That is a very threatening card. With 8... we're going to play a little bit safe on this turn. We're going to play our Reflective Shield. Paladin of the Flame Dawn. Cannot be killed from non-damaged sources. That's good to know. So he's going to do 4 damage to himself right here. But he's got an advantage going on me, because he's got a lot of stuff on the board. So we want to play 2, 5, 8. This would eat up a lot of the damage. We're going to instead use 3 resources to kill... Actually, cancel targeting real quick. This is the one that can't be killed by non-damaged sources. No, it's this one. Okay. So we want to use Alita, the Immortal Sorceress, and we're going to kill the 4-2, who is the biggest risk to us. He did apparently do damage to us on his attack on the fortress, even though it didn't damage the fortress, unfortunately. And let's go ahead and play our mortar so we can start doing some damage to him, because we're falling behind quick in this game. Flame Ram directly attacks an enemy fortress. It deals 8 damage. That's scary. So that guy's dead at least. But we're still going to take a huge amount of damage this turn. And as you can see, the different decks have different strengths. The one that I was playing before was a strength of kind of building up units that I was preventing. This one is a matter of getting a ton of units out really quick and using them to do a lot of damage. And this could be very scary here, but we did kill off a lot of stuff from them. That is going to do 8 damage, which is huge. We do have some kind of defense now. We want to pay 3, sure. And then we're going to play 3, 6. We're going to play Alita here. Oh, we can't, because that requires 5 resources. So you know what? Undo. We aren't going to activate the cannon just yet. We're going to play Alita instead. Just so we have some defense. Agent Coil Firestarter. That guy is a big threat. And everything just gained extra attack strength. He suddenly has a lot more on his plate. And he managed to get it off before the ram attacked. So that's it for us. So as you can see, games can be pretty quick. You know, obviously it depends on your draws. If I had gotten some stuff that could have handled that better, like a mass death spell would have been huge for me, then things could have gone differently. But that's going to do it for our first episode here. I do plan on playing some players. Hopefully, some of the people that I know throughout different communities that I'm in that are kind of knowing this game. So we will be playing some human matches. We will probably be playing some ranked matches at times in the future. Hopefully I'll be getting some more on camera. For right now, that's going to do it, though. I hope you enjoyed the look. I do want to say that obviously the different decks have different strengths. Don't take the fact that both wins were kind of very lopsided to say that it's not balanced, because I don't think that's the case. I think it's more so a case of, you need to have the right cards to deal with the situation. And in my case, I didn't manage to get that. Magic can have those kind of swings too, where someone gets a ton of cards out really quick that can do a lot of damage before a deck that requires higher energy cost is going to have different difficulties to get played out. But anyway, that's going to do it for our first episode here. I hope that you have enjoyed the quick look here, and I hope to be back with this some more. It's definitely a game that I'm looking forward to playing more of. If you are interested in playing, I'm going to drop the game's website in the description, along with its green light link. But if you go to the game's website and create an account, I will be able to invite you to play in the beta, which will email you a code that you can redeem on the website, and you can use that to then to activate your account to play the game. At which point, feel free to challenge me at any time that you see me on, because I would be more than happy to play against any viewers. But for now, I will be ending this episode, as I said a while ago, actually. Thank you for tuning in. I hope some of you guys who are seeing this are interested. Some of you hit me up for beta keys. And I will see you